Welcome everybody, this is Bulldog here, and today I've got a very bold claim to support, and that is that Sith Eternal Emperor is the best galactic legend out there. This was presented to me by Dormant Knight. He's another YouTuber whose link will be in the description below, and he's got a lot of videos out there with Sith Eternal Emperor, and he believes that he is the best, and presented a pretty good argument for it. He decided that he was going to use Sith Eternal Emperor plus Watt to two-man all four galactic legends, and that's what we've got here today. I'm going to show you that. And I'll show you his mods here in just a second. Now, I would like to amend the claim just a little bit. I think there's a strong argument, which he will make here, that Sith Eternal Emperor is the best galactic legend in PvP. I feel like I need to add that stipulation because, yes, he is very good in PvP, but the PvE advantage with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is so huge. I feel like that can't be ignored. That is so valuable. I would still recommend Supreme Leader Kylo Ren if anybody is deciding which galactic legend they should go after. But I do think there is a strong case for Sith Eternal Emperor for being the best in PvP. And you can see he's got him modded a little bit different than most will mod the Sith Eternal here. He's modding him for protection and survivability. He's got a crit avoidance arrow there. A lot of times he'll actually use a protection arrow to get the max protection possible so that Watt can restore that. So that Sith Eternal's own unique ability, his active ability, can restore that protection. By modding for all that protection, it allows him to survive long enough that he can deal damage later. And with it, remember, with his mastery, he's going to stack a lot of mastery. His mastery increases his damage, so he can already increase his damage that way. Now, I've sped a lot of these videos up for the sake of time, because there's honestly not a lot to talk about with him. But we're going to give that tank tech to Sith Eternal so he can recover that protection. This is a Rey kind of Titan squad that you will commonly see in Arena. When there's Jedi there, Sith Eternal can just eat them alive. Remember that all of that protection that he steals, it's quadrupled for Jedi. So when there's those Jedi in there, he can increase his protection even quicker. And now with Rey, we've got a lot of bonus protection that we have to get to. Since Sith Eternal isn't modded for damage, it does take him a little while to stack those up. But he's got the two insta kills that can help him take out two of the Jedi. Then he's going to have all of this shock. He's going to increase his mastery every time they're taking turns. So eventually he'll get enough damage that he can actually get through these Rey squads without having any problems at all. Because you'll see, look at how he's just eating whirlwinds like they're nothing. He instantly recovers from the whirlwinds, and then you're gonna see a couple ultimates popped here. 260,000 damage. It's like it's nothing. It's like it's not even touching him. He's going to recover that protection right back up, and he stacks so much protection by this point that it's almost a joke. And yeah, Hermit Yoda over there can heal through the shock, but it's not enough. And then we're gonna get Hermit Yoda down eventually. Anyways, so kind of a lengthy battle, which is why I sped it up, but no trouble at all. Here is the easiest battle, actually, and that is against full Jedi for reasons that we've already talked about. This one's run on full auto. He ran this one on full auto, which is why he didn't necessarily link the ideal characters there, but it doesn't even matter. Ideally, you'd kind of like to have Gas over there linked so he's not getting critical hits and increasing cooldowns, decreasing health if he ever gets that far, but we're not getting through his protection, so that doesn't really matter, because with all of those Jedi, he's just going to have so much max protection that he's going to recover it all each turn, and then he's pretty fast on his own. So now in some battles, I'll go ahead and talk about this. In some battles, he does not use the ultimate right away. This one he does because he doesn't need all the extra damage. But remember that when Sith Eternal goes ultimate, he will double his mastery. So if we're trying to stack as much mastery as possible, it's actually not a bad idea to wait to use that ultimate until you stack more mastery. That way you can double it. So if you don't need to go ultimate right away, there can be advantages to waiting. The next battle we have here is Sith Eternal versus Sith Eternal. And again, it's not really difficult at all. This is once again run on full auto. He's got several of these videos on his channel. He thought this was probably the best one to showcase because you've got so much damage on the other side with Darth Vader, with Darth Revan. You've got Malik in there. This is kind of your top Sith in the game pulled together with Sith Eternal. And Sith Eternal on our side with a Watt can still auto this. It's not really much of an issue. And one of the reasons is Sith Eternal on the other side can't link. You can link to start out, but Watt dies off pretty quickly, and then there's no link there, so he's not stacking near as much mastery on the other side, and that gives us a huge advantage. Unfortunately, that's kind of a downside with Sith Eternal, is that it's hard when you get down to 1v1s. But anyways, on to the toughest matchup. So going up against First Order. And yes, this is not a double tank, but he didn't have a double tank video to send to me. But he actually said that it's harder against First Order Officer because of reducing the cooldowns, because as you can, in this case, he gives turn meter over to Hux, which then gives turn meter to Kylo and gives Kylo more turns. With a double tank, you don't go through the cooldowns as fast, you don't go through the turn meter as fast, and then we can actually steal more protection from a tank than we can from First Order Officer. So in this case, he actually linked Hux first because he knew he was going to be able to take Hux out right away, so he went ahead and stole that protection before he died, and he knew he could absorb the damage from all these First Order. That mass assist there actually got us very, very close at the end. A lot of times, though, once you link Sith Trooper over there, he's not going to do near as much damage. Every time he assists, though, he's still feeding that mastery, feeding the ultimate charge. Although, again, this is a case where we're going to wait to use that ultimate charge just so we can stack up more mastery before using it. So this is definitely the hardest. I would not recommend going into... I probably wouldn't recommend taking this into like a Grand Arena match or something like that. Add some more characters just to make it safe. But it really shows how strong Sith Eternal can be on offense when he can two-man this. Obviously, if you put other characters in there, it's going to make things a little easier. This is the one that a lot of people have struggled with. But this really goes to show that if you mod Sith Eternal differently, if you mod him for all that health and all that protection, he can stay alive and then stack up all of that damage. So yeah, we see lots of posts on the forum saying that Sith Eternal Emperor needs a buff. I don't really believe that's the case. You can make a very strong argument here that Sith Eternal Emperor is the best Galactic Legend for PvP, especially on offense. Now, I don't think he's the best overall, again, because I think the PvE advantage of Kylo is so extreme that it makes up for any gap that might be in PvP. But he's certainly still very, very strong. And I am confident in saying that Sith Eternal is the most underrated Galactic Legend in the game because he can still do quite a bit. So thank you guys so much. I hope you all have a great weekend.